When we are expecting an important visitor at home, we prepare for that visitor. We prepare the kind of food that they're going to eat, where they will be sleeping, and generally sometimes we go out of our way to make sure that we please that visitor. Maybe the bishop is coming to the parish prepares for his visit. Maybe the parish priest is coming to your house, you ensure that he is taken care of. So we do all those physical preparations for an important visitor. And sometimes even for events, could be a wedding, it could be Chilanga Mulilo, and many other, events, birthdays, etc., etc. We do prepare for those. Jesus gives us a scenario of a master who is about to come back. And he says, this master is coming home from the marriage feast. But he has to find his servants ready for his coming back. That his servants have to prepare. Maybe you can say physically they have to prepare for his comeback. But Jesus doesn't want us to end at the physical preparation. He's also referring to the spiritual preparation for the time of reckoning. That master who is coming back from the marriage feast is the return of Jesus Christ himself for the second time. Are we ready for his return? What exactly are we doing for us to prepare adequately, spiritually, for his coming back? Definitely, and this is evidenced by the scriptures themselves, Jesus is coming back for the second time. We don't know when that is going to be. It could be today, tomorrow, or next year. Some people have tried to predict. A few months ago, we saw dates flying all over the place. No, this date, that date, that date. Yeah. But anyway, we know that Jesus is coming back for the second time. Are we preparing ourselves for that time? We don't know when that time is going to be. And when we talk about preparation, what exactly are we referring to? We are referring to a life that is lived well with others. We are referring to a life of prayer, a life that expresses concern for the suffering of others. There's an exhortation, the first document of Pope Leo that was released recently. It is called the Dexit Te. And the whole document is about taking care of the poor, expressing concern for those that are suffering. In our communities, there are those that are underprivileged in many ways. There are those that do not have a voice. There are those that cry out for help. What is our attitude towards them? We have to remember, and as Pope Leo says in that document, that in the faces of those people that are crying, there is the face of Jesus that is disguised. And when we serve them, it is Jesus himself that we are serving. And that is why the church will always have a special place for the underprivileged, because they don't have a voice to be heard. They don't have strength to stand on their own. So somebody has to do that for them. The church is you and me. When we go out to serve them, that is part of the preparation that we are doing for that time, the time of reckoning. Because when that time comes, Jesus is going to ask you, he's going to ask me, when I was hungry, did you give me food? When I cried out for help and you were in a position to do something about my situation, why did you look away? When I was in anguish, why did you close your ears so that you don't listen to my cry? Those are the questions that we'll have to respond to, meaning that we never prepared ourselves for that time of reckoning. And we know our fate if we don't prepare ourselves in that manner. So Jesus says, blessed are those servants whom the master finds awake when he comes. Blessed are you when you're found awake, awake with eyes open. He's not talking about the physical eyes. He's talking about the spiritual eyes. Being open enough to see the cry or the suffering of another person. Open your eyes. Do not just see yourself. Because you don't exist alone in the world. You exist with others. And those others could be in anguish. Open your eyes and see their suffering and be moved to do something about that. Blessed are you, blessed are we, if we are found with eyes open, serving one another, making each other's life easier to, or bearable, easier to live, or bearable. This is what it means to be awake. And he says, I say to you, he's going to put on an apron, and is going to sit at table with them, those that will be found awake. Meaning that he's going to welcome them into his bosom. They're going to enjoy life with him for eternity. But those that will not be found awake, meaning doing something positive for others, will be found in another place. Where will I find myself? Where will you find yourself? I think the fact that you and I are still alive, still breathing, God is giving us another time, another opportunity, maybe a second or one more day to be alive and correct something about our lives. Because no one knows when they'll be taken away from this earth and how they'll be taken away from this earth. No one knows. But the fact that what we know now is that we are alive and we are able to do something about our life now. We don't know if we'll still be alive tomorrow. The opportunity is now for us to begin to put things in order as a way of preparing ourselves for that time of reckoning. Amen.